These are two types of rice. One is a traditional long-grain white rice, and the other is a genetically modified strain called golden rice. It is more resilient to water, which makes it more robust in areas prone to flooding. It also has a far higher amount of vitamin A than its normal counterparts, and can be used to supplement the diets of people malnourished and not getting enough vitamin A. Humans have been changing the genetic structure of plants and animals for thousands of years. After each crop, the farmers would rebreed the plants that gave the most fruit, the best seed, needed the least water and food to grow. Over time, we genetically modified countless crops from barren, ill-looking plants into staples of our modern diets worldwide. We have done the same with animals too, like dogs, cows, sheep, and other domesticated animals. For thousands of years, generation after generation, we selectively bred them for positive traits like strength and agility in dogs, or docility, size, and less food required for growth in terms of our cattle. Because multinational organizations like Greenpeace and Massapag fight against genetic modification every step of the way. They are echoed and supported by organic food companies, who are often seen as the polar opposite of GMO products. These organizations stand against GMOs not to keep us safe from viral, uncontrolled crops, not to keep us safe from pesticides. Instead, it is a political and economic move. Organic companies stand to benefit from people being afraid of genetically modified crops. Greenpeace gets more donations and support during genetic engineering disputes, especially those with more news coverage. If Greenpeace really stood for the elimination of malnourishment, they would support GMO research. If their goal was really unbiased and not a profit-based scheme, they would be willing to look into genetic engineering. In grade 11 and 12 biology, students participate in experiments where they change genes of bacteria, genetically modifying them to glow under black light. We could easily add more discussion about the practicality of GMO technology in biology courses. We could talk about the moral and ethical ramifications in classes like law, politics, and philosophy. The solution is not to limit what organizations and individuals like Greenpeace and their supporters can say, or to prevent anti-GMO news outlets from spreading their opinion. The solution instead is to begin educating children, so that they will think twice when they hear that GMOs are bad because they make plants grow pesticides. The government could give subsidies to biology camps, teaching people how to insert simple genes into bacteria, and then learning about the GMO situation. We could add units on genetic engineering into school curriculums to spread awareness and invoke thoughtfulness. We could require organic products to list the pesticides used on them in a similar manner to GMOs needing specific labels. A holistic educational standpoint, giving people unbiased facts of the successes and failures of genetic engineering and modification technology, is the next step forward to accepting genetically modified crops, and through this, the next step to feeding and helping hundreds of millions of children and adults worldwide suffering from malnutrition who need our help.